Michael Magid, live from Palm Desert, California. With me, you know him as the czar of the virtual background, which is actually very fitting for today's guest, Omar Zeenni of Pro GK Academy, because the guest that we have today is actually in Russia. Today, guys, we are joined by FC Ural goalkeeper coach Andrey Shpilev. Did I say it correctly?
Yeah, correctly.
Oh, man, I tried my best right there. I tried my best. As Omar knows, sometimes my pronunciations can get the best of me, right, Omar?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely do. You come from like an acting background, so you try your best at all these different accents, and sometimes the guests appreciate it, sometimes they're offended. So hopefully we're not. Hopefully I've been not offended today.
I think Andre's a pretty easygoing guy, so I believe that he's not offended by it. For those of you guys who might not be familiar, we actually connected through with Andre through Pascal Forman, obviously, who's at Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. He spoke very highly of Andre. I watched some of from Andre's sessions in Russia, and I said, man, this guy. It's incredible, Omar. We've talked about how there's just goalkeeper coaches around the world that you just you don't even think about some of these leagues out there where there's some just top level talent, right?
Yeah, I mean, you start seeing, I think, goalkeepers that show up in World Cups or European finals or even Champions League and stuff, and you start noticing and you go, oh my God, who are these guys trained by? And I think that obviously that's why the Champions League is so fun for us to watch, is because you get exposed to goalkeepers, and then now we're on the goalkeeper coaching scene, so we understand that those guys are being trained by quality guys like Andre and Pascal. So it's important that we have these podcasts, Mike, to bring these guys out and hopefully get some good ideas from them.
Yeah. And speaking of that, Andre, there's a lot of people listening to the show right now or watching the show right now on the stream that might not be very familiar with the Russian Premier League. So can you tell us a little bit about the Russian Premier League kind of before we get going?
Yeah, of course. The first of all, you do the great job with your podcast. It's very, very good, super idea. And I tell about myself a little. And my name is Andrey Shpilev. I work as a goalkeeper coach in football club Ural, playing in Russian Premier League. So I worked as a goalkeeper coach in youth teams about 7 years. And after that, when for my pupils get the professional contracts, our president, our head invite me to be as a goalkeeper coach in the first team. I was a younger goalkeeper coach in Russian Premier League. In that time, I was 35 years old, and I work till now. So I'm happy to say thank you for this unique invitation, for this unique opportunity to share my ideas, my philosophy with you and all audience. So my topic, as you know, the goalkeeper, I think goalkeeper must be more like a universal player. And I work with this topic, and I try to create the training process with this topic. So in recent years, the dynamic of the game has increased, and players of any roles should think faster, choose the right position, choose the right decision, and act. And of course, the role of the goalkeeper in modern football has also changed. In playing and training activities, it should be more versatile and take another function.
I'm going to stop you right there real quickly, Andre, because this is something that Omar and I have been discussing quite a bit. And Omar, for some people out there who might not understand what we mean by versatile, and Andrey's going to show us a great presentation of some content that he's got. What do you mean by versatile, Omar?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Andrey.
Yeah, go ahead, Andrey, if you want. So I was going to give it to
Omar. Omar, please.
No, I think versatile goalkeeper just is somebody who isn't just about like the physical or isn't about like the technical or tactical aspects of the game. I just feel like, you need to be a very good athlete. You need to be somebody, we say student of the game all the time, but I mean, for example, if you watched yesterday, it was Liverpool versus West Brom, and it was like the 80th minute or something like that. It's like a 2-on-1 counter fast break. The ball gets played into the right channel, and the only person who's available inside is a striker. Allison, instead of just staying on his line, he cheats about 10 yards off his line to cut that cross off because that's the only cross available. So, most goalkeepers, when you see that, you just kind of go, wow, that's a versatile goalkeeper who's not just thinking about what a goalkeeper is supposed to do, but what a striker may want to do. And I feel like it's not just, put the goalkeeper in the box and that's it. It's more so, okay, if you're a center back, what would you be looking for here if you, put your head down and strike the ball? Okay, if that is an action, what is your reaction as a goalkeeper? So we talk about in live time, constantly problem solving. And I feel like that's what a goalkeeper needs to do. And I feel there are a lot of opportunities to do that in a game. And the best in the world are the ones who can really, those minute details in like half-second decisions. Those are the ones who can really excel in those moments and not shy away from it. And I feel like now we bring it back to the physical side of things. How quick are you off your line? Okay, yeah, you want to be a sweeper keeper. How good are you with your feet? So all these little variables add up to a versatile goalkeeper, in my opinion. And I feel, Andrey, I'm sure and it's difficult, right? We talked to Franz Holk a few months ago, Mike, and we're talking about trying to, make these versatile goalkeepers in settings where it's, let's say, 4 goalkeepers and a goalkeeper coach. And he's saying, no, you have to have the team train with you. So I understand from that perspective, but I mean, as goalkeeper coaches, we can do our best in those little like sessions or even use half the field to, expose the goalkeepers to those fine little details. And then from there, hopefully they fine tune them. And obviously you get to where let's say Neuer or Allison are in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny that you just mentioned that right there, Omar, because Andrey, I think one thing that I recognized watching your sessions, and I know we're going to watch some of that right now, is that you didn't force goalkeepers to be a different goalkeeper than who they were. You just allowed them to expand on their strengths in the sessions, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I show you my some slides from my presentation, also video of the sessions of the game situation, and I try to describe you my opinion and my ideas about this.
Sure.
For beginning, I should to show my screen.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I hope you see.
Yeah, we see.
Okay. So, yeah. We begin with this. Yeah. Okay. As we know, the activity of the goalkeeper is divided into defensive and offensive actions. And in turn, defensive actions are divided into goal and area defense. So I show my my best examples. First I move this. Okay.
Don't worry, I can't read any of your computer, so I have no idea what documents you have on there.
I show you the first video, the video of the game and the Russian second league. Is and the Russian subtitles. So we start with this. Okay. Sorry, there's music here. Excuse me, please.
No worries.
So we can see how the team in blue lose the ball and the green goes to attack. Now we see the position of the one forward, the first forward, and the second. And goalkeeper this time use for he scan the pitch, and he must decide who is from the opponent more dangerous for the goal. And look this. Now the attack winger ready to cross inside of the penalty area, and we see the opponent with a defense player, and in front of far post the player stay alone, and the goalkeeper must think what does he want to do. The right winger want to make a cross, but which direction? And we can see here how goalkeeper good read the game. Look here, he is not near post. He choose the intermediate position. This position led him to defend the goal and defend the area. Look here, and this position let him intercept the cross.
Yeah, and Andre, that's the sorry, Mike. That's the situation very similar to what happened when I saw with Allison yesterday. Is we're talking about just understanding your positioning and those like slight little percentages of, okay, my first two guys that I'm looking at are right in front of me. They're guarded. Far post is most likely what the striker is looking for. I could cheat a little bit, and let's say he cuts inside. You still have enough time to readjust to the near post. So Andre, like you said, that intermediate position where it's like you're not cheating too far. It's kind of like you're setting up your wall, right? When you set up your wall on a free kick, you don't want to cheat too far, but at the same time too, you still want to be in a position where if that does go over the wall, you can cheat back across and still, make an interception and make a save. So yeah, very similar to that. You're playing percentages in live time and like problem solving, which is exactly what we saw here.
Andrey, something I want to bring up with you real quick is because Omar and I yesterday, we were actually texting back and forth, and I was discussing how you do a lot of work in the intermediate areas, and that us as goalkeeper coaches need to, because a lot of times as goalkeeper coaches, we run sessions either in a high area or in a low area, shallow towards the line. But most of the action takes place within the intermediate area. And yet, as goalkeeper coaches, I don't think we design enough sessions that focus on that area.
No, I can't agree with you. I think it's very important when I think first the goalkeeper coach must know this term. Then it is important to convey to the pupils, to tell, to show, and create in the training session. And in the case when everybody believes it, the work will be effective. So I know the profession of the coach is how to say, it's very interesting. It's combines two types: structurality and creativity.
Yeah.
So it's very important when goalkeeper coach has two opinion, two possibility. Yeah.
Yes.
So, sorry for my English.
No,
please.
you're doing you're doing great,
practice.
man. If you saw Omar and I try to do this in Russian, it would not go as well. Trust me.
Thank you.
Yeah. So feel free to continue.
Okay. Just a small video, and I ask you pay attention the assist zones. the first video was with a flank zone, and now from a half flank zone. And with this situation, the line of the defender's line go higher, and goalkeeper also should take high position and be concentrate. How we can see here, if goalkeeper choose the deep position, it should be the situation 1 against 1, but with this position he intercept the cross from half flank.
Yeah, no, and that's, man, that's a really good point right there. Actually, can you go back to beginning of that clip again? Because
Okay.
I want the audience again to see
Mm-hmm.
the specific position based on the line there.
Okay. Here.
Okay. Yes. So see how many times, Omar, have you seen young goalkeepers and they're too high in that position right there? They're already up at the top of that 18.
Yeah, no, I think it's I mean, you obviously want to give yourself a running start, or you want to give yourself some space just to read the trajectory of the ball and read the bounce. And we talk about with crosses all the time. We tell our goalkeepers it's easier for you to run forward than to run backward. So making sure you keep that space there so you can build some momentum, but at the same time too, you can actually let the play develop. And I feel like here again, it's a good example. And I think Ter Stegen's like one of the best at it. He always closes half the distance, but he understands that he needs to give himself a little bit of a window just so that you can see what the bounce is going to be like, the speed of the ball. What if it dies and you're too high and the striker is there? All they have to do is take it around you. So it's important, like you said, Mike, to leave that buffer area. But at the same time, that's why it's like you got to mess up so many times. And that's why I would rather mess up in practice and get these ironed out in practice, so that those little decisions and understanding, a slick field, or it's going to be a windy day, the sun is against you, all those little factors and variables really, I feel, impact where your starting position is and your percentages and all that.
Andrey, I have a question for you. At Ural, do you get enough players for the team and enough space to run these types of scenarios?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Oh, so see this. So the picture right here. Do you have in?
Yeah, I think yes. Why not? We have a lot of good qualities players who plays in national teams, and I think later I show you the training session and the game situation from Russian Premier Leagues, and I think you can see.
Okay.
Yeah, and Mike, I think it's also really, really important too that we always talk about it as well as like goalkeeper coaches that we can strike the ball a certain way, and obviously we can get better with finishing for sure. But a lot of the players that they're playing against in the scouting reports, they have very particular ways of finishing. And for example, you see someone like this, let's say number 22 on forget what the team is called, but against Barca, for example, he likes to get that ball on his left foot and then try to beat the line over the top. So those scouting reports are super important. And sometimes as goalkeeper coaches in our goalkeeper unit, we don't have those kids or those people who can serve this kind of balls and aren't that creative. So it's, like we said, Mike, it's important to get the team as much as possible, just so we can get just as quick or as clear and concise as possible to what they're going to see on the weekend and get those very similar services. So if they mess up in practice, at least we understand what's going to happen and we can kind of adjust those factors in training, and then the game comes, and again, it's those little minor decisions that really make up the difference. So yeah.
All right, we'll move on.
Yeah. So I think here is a lot of video in the same topic. We can stop.
Okay.
Maybe the last one, the similar situation in the next video, and here like this you can see the goalie. He also good in pre-orientation. He check the pitch in front of him. He can see who is more dangerous for their goals, and he choose the correct position. I think. Look here. He wait here. Maybe his partner touch the ball, and here is typical intermediate position. he stay here and wait. He ready to play both way. If somebody touch the ball, intercept the ball, or if nobody touch the ball, here he intercept the ball. I think it's a top level game from the goalkeeper. It's a old video, and I show you the one new from Russian second league. I find it not long time ago. Just look here.
Попадает.
Sorry, my sound. Okay. Look here. The white team go to counter-attack. Look at the goalkeeper. He can see the partners of the white colors opponent, and look here, he stop and intercept. I think it's at the top level playing of the goalkeeping, modern goalkeeping.
Yeah, I love what you just said. If we can see that again, because I mean personally, I think most goalkeepers would have continued going across rather than making that stop. And Omar, I think you probably noticed that as well too. If we see this play again, I think this is really high level goalkeeping. As we're here, so right here, I feel most yes, right. I would have kept going, and then the ball would have been slotted across, and it would have been an easy goal. This it takes a lot of discipline, Andrey. I think personally, Omar, I don't know how you feel to do something like that.
No, I think again we talk about just problem solving, man. Like I think that's a very, very seasoned goalkeeper who understands what the striker is going to do and what his only option is. And I think a lot of times we need to understand that these guys, whether late in the game or whatever the situation is, they're probably exhausted too. And the easiest option for them is to lay that across. And as goalkeepers, we need to understand that. And for me personally, like if I've played on the field before and I know from this position, I'm probably gonna slot that ball across. But if you're playing against someone like Zlatan or like Berbatov or somebody who's incredibly smart, they're not only seeing that as an option, but they understand that the goalkeeper enough times will probably cut that off, and they'll probably do like a step over with their left foot and keep taking it over just to bait the goalkeeper. So that's why it's important to get as many of the field players as you can who have that mindset to be creative, so that the goalkeeper can see within those little fine details what it is a striker is also looking for.
I think goalkeeper can make a risk when it's necessary. I think this situation is typical for this. Yeah, I think the attack winger doesn't think about shot to the goal. He thinks about the make a cross, low cross, and decisive pass. So and goalkeeper read the game, and very cool.
Yeah. I actually I've a question, Andrey, about that, because I watched some of your sessions, online yesterday, and you had an activity, an exercise where you had the goalkeepers positioned kind of on their side and striking cleanly just with their feet back and forth. And it to me, it seemed like similar to when you're on your knees doing handling activities, but this is for a blocking situation and just kind of warming up the movement of the spread. Is that what that was for?
If you my training sessions consist of 3 parts, and and the warm up consists from detailing. For example, I want to do the main part in the session. For example, 1-against-1 situation, when goalkeeper react or deflecting the ball with a short and coordinated movement. So in warm up, we work with small detailing. For example, just short movement with a hand or feet, and actually with the head and another part of the body. Then in the introduction part, we make detailing with a movement, short movement, for example, just a side step and react. And in the main part, we make it together like a typical game situation. So of course, I have a video and okay. But it's not full training session, just warm up or introduction or the main part. So, sorry. So I say you have seen how the goalkeeper can take an intermediate position in defense action and in the same time be ready to perform several functions. In offensive game, a well-trained goalkeeper can participate in the organization of attacking actions as an 11th player. For example, when I start work as a goalkeeper coach in a professional team in Premier League, I worked a lot with analysis. I have seen a lot of games, and I learned the goalkeepers games, a lot of situation, and I find this video 6 years, the same time when I began to work as a goalkeeper coach. Look here at the season. It's usually everywhere. So look here. It's 6 years ago. Nobody play like this. Maybe a lot of you can see a lot of goalkeepers can play like this, but 6 years ago it's not typical. He chose the position like a central defender and play with passes, distribution. Here is not long video. Look here, the goalkeeper who can play with the feet, who understand good the game, he can play like this. Look, the right central defender goes to the right flank, and the flank defender go up, and we have 2-3 players in the central part of the pitch. We make advantage because of our goalkeeper.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that, and
yeah,
I like the fact that what you're saying is, and I'd love to see and I don't know if you have film of it, but as what a typical goalkeeper back in 2014 would have done in that scenario. My guess is they probably would have been a little bit deeper back, and it would have been the short pass to the central defender, and then they would have made that play. Is that correct, Andrey?
Okay, I think it depends from the head coach tactic,
Okay.
from his ideas about the game, and I think if head coach has the goalkeeper like this, he can use him as a defender. Yeah, you asked me about this, yes, the
Yes.
deep position. But
Yes.
when yellow team go down, the goalkeeper can go up, like here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he started deep and then he went up. Okay, got it.
Yeah. He played as an 11th player and because of this, we can have advantage in part of the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think it's my opinion. This is modern goalkeeping. This is versatile game. Look,
Yeah.
he goes up also, and they can change the structure of the game. He can stay between the central defenders, and flank defenders go up, and how many players in red with plus goalkeeper we see here, 5 and 8 against 6 in half pitch.
Yeah.
I think it's better than 7 against 6. Yeah, and of course, when somebody put at him pressing, he play long pass, long ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we stop here.
Omar, I want to ask you real quick on this. You had a situation where, speaking about the versatility, you had at your club that you were coaching at the college, your goalkeeper was not allowed to make that movement. They had to stay in a more regressive position, right?
No, I mean,
Okay.
in the build-up, they could, support and kind of, play like a back three where they're almost a center back, right? But when it came to situations, because most teams would sit back on us, and again, it depends on what team you are as well. If you're Man City, they'll probably give you a little bit more time on the ball because they respect you, and that's kind of the team that we are in the college system in Division 2, is they give us more time. But there are situations like, for example, if we play a short ball or there's a deep throw in, our coach didn't want our goalkeeper to step out of the 6 or step out of, away from goal to leave it exposed. And it was a mix of, I think he's, not old school. He likes the goalkeeper playing and being a problem solver. But also too, when you're playing against weaker teams, to give a team an advantage or to even allow them to sniff the goal or give them hope that there's going to be an opportunity for an open goal or, something they could take advantage of. That was something he wasn't okay with. So again, it's, coaches, they have their ways, but there's always a reason for it. And I felt when he gave me the reason, I was like, no, that makes a lot of sense. But it's so difficult, Andre. I'm sure you can attest to this, and Mike as well. It's just so embedded into the next generation. Anybody who grew up watching Manuel Neuer, that essentially became the standard. And I feel like a lot of goalkeepers developed their game around watching that. So whenever, I played like that as well. It was, we're down 1-0. The ball gets played over the top. It's out for a throw in. I sprinted. I got the ball and I gave a throw in. My coach probably didn't like it, but it was always just like, what can I do to be involved in the game to progress us to score a goal? And I think, again, some coaches, they like that. But for the most part, I feel like most coaches are open to that idea. And I feel we'd rather have a goalkeeper that wants to do too much and then pull it back than a goalkeeper who's not proactive at all and doesn't even want to be involved in the game. And we're trying to pull it out of them. So I think it's important to be proactive versus reactive. And I think any goalkeepers that are watching, just make sure you have those conversations with your coach and see the style of play. And hopefully it matches what you're trying to accomplish as a player.
Yeah. Okay.
One more video and we continue to speak. I think I show a lot of videos, but I agree because we have a lot of old school goalkeepers in our league. And I think less numbers can play like this, but because I worked as a goalkeeper coach in youth teams, we create the short studying videos for our academy, and of course we want to step with together with the next generation. And from I think from this depend the next level, how I call the modern goalkeeping, the universal goalkeeping, and versatile goalkeeping. Look this, the same goalkeeper who reads the game against Spartak Moscow. Look how
И обходит
he
Виллис по
play.
дополнительным
I think
показателям.
he will also in shock at the next level of the football of the game. Look, the corner. They play. They play. And look.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What he did. Maybe have you seen the futsal? It's typical
Yes.
situation for futsal when goalkeeper go up and also make a shot to the goal. And here, goalkeeper, yeah, look here, he can cross to the far post. He can make a soft, high cross behind of the lines of defenders. Yeah, he makes shoot. Okay, he shoot, but I think the next level he make cross assist pass.
Yeah, that's a great look as well. Sometimes we see, in the NFL, quarterbacks who give a handoff and then they go the opposite way and no one guards them and they throw the ball to the quarterback who just handed the ball off. So this could potentially work if everybody shifts over and the guy who played the corner kick stays deep and he plays a lofted ball to the far post. It could work. So I think there's definitely an opportunity for it to have some positive impact. But this was a rough one. I think he felt like Cristiano and he was like, okay, against Porto, let me shoot this. And, yeah.
This is, this is brave. I'll tell you that. It's definitely brave goalkeeping. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I would love this though. I would love this. I would love to be used like this.
I think it's not risk because he has a lot of time. He has a lot of space and he can make what he wants. Of course, he has a limit time, but how can we see he play how he wants. So,
Andrey, would you let your goalkeeper at Ural play up this high?
I think it's the one biggest problem because we have the old style goalkeeper. At the next video, not right now, I show you how we train with the goalkeepers in our academy, what they do. I think you'll also be I forgot.
No,
I think you have a lot of emotions about this.
Yeah.
So,
Mike, I think also too we have a lot of listeners who are on the podcast, Mike. So I think from this point forward, whenever we see something on the video, we gotta give it a little bit more clarity. So I think some people may not.
Very good point.
But yeah, Andrey, all you guys, if you're listening on the podcast, Andrey just showed a clip of a corner kick. And instead of playing it into the box, they played it back to the left back, and then the left back played it all the way over to the goalkeeper, who was on the inside of the offensive half on the bottom of the circle. So he got a pass from there, and he struck a ball from the bottom of the circle instead of crossing it back in. But yeah, we're just showing that clip, and that was what the feedback was about.
Yeah.
And of course, for this playing, we should be in good connection, in good sorry, I just
it's okay.
In good relationships with the head coach and the assistants. And in this case, we can create a lot of same situation like you've seen, and in order to adjust the team's game, goalkeeper coach need to take first step and build relationships with the head coach and assistants. Why? The typical goalkeeper coach think that he make a great work. That's right, of course. But and he thinks that goalkeeper goalkeepers decide and make the results. But the head coach, who is a head coach in past, it's a typical field player, and if this field player was forward in past, he hates the goalkeeper. You know, I think it's a lot of situation when a head coach say, "Okay, guys, you have 20 minutes. After that, we shoot or play football," and nobody know what you do. And I think it's very important to be how we call this in one boat, have the same idea. And I think that very important when goalkeeper coach go first to head coach and say him, look, I think the first I think he should tell about his work, what his idea, what his direction focus on, and then he can ask him how we can integrate the goalkeeper in the game with the full team. For example, with the distribution, when, for example, our midfielder go down and try to build up, and instead of this player can play goalkeeper, not goalkeeper coach, the goalkeeper. So I think the next level it's just integration goalkeepers, and we in our academy we ask the head of academy let goalkeeper play with a how we call this quadrat or technical complex and tactic games together, and it's also versatile. That's a modern goalkeeping.
Yeah.
So
I think,
my
I know. I think,
yeah.
Mike, if there's like the micro work that you can do from a integration standpoint and a macro, and I feel like the micro, for example, would be, we're playing against, Andy Carroll or somebody who's very, very good in the air, or somebody who can post up on the forward, turn and shoot from a quick, from a tight angle. I think that's where we get like, hey, coach, can we borrow, a few of the strikers? And then as a goalkeeper coach, we integrate those guys in where we play them a ball, and then they can combine or they can turn themselves. So, give the goalkeeper an idea of the striker from the scouting report, what they're going to see. And then, in the college, we did this as well. We're on the macro side of things where, let's say, for example, they had a right back or a left back who loved to put their head down and strike balls in behind. So we tell, let's say we had a little scrimmage, and we would say, hey, coach, or we tell the scout team, we'd say, look, their right back and left back, even their center back, they love to play the balls over the top. So really take as many chances as you can in this scrimmage. Put your head down and play it over the top. Let's see what our goalkeepers do. Let's see what our back four does. And then from there, now we can create some synergy in training where, let's say, there's a misread or communication of the center back loves to run back and command that space, or they don't like to, and our goalkeeper can take that space as well. So I think it's also from the macro understanding of like the scouting report, what they do, and then the micro is like really put it into fine practice what the strikers do and what their tendencies are when they turn and strike the ball. And I think that is, for me at least, that's important for the integration and the communication between the head coach and the goalkeeper coach.
I actually agree.
Yeah, Andrey, as we're moving on right here, I have a question for you. At the academy, does the goalkeeper spend most of their time with the field players or in isolation with the goalkeeper coach?
We try to do this. We try because all my free time I used before the COVID time. For traineeships, internships, and I learned a lot of style of goalkeeping, a lot of teams I visited. As you see with Michael Rechner, we also cooperate with him with the goalkeeping development software. it's helped me to make analysis, see statistics, see documentation, and I also take this idea from yeah, you can see I'm with Raymond van der Goal. He played in Manchester United 5 years, and he also got the Champions League with Manchester United against Bayern Munich. I think you remember this game when Munich, it was 1-0 for Munich till 89 minutes, and in this the last 2 minutes Manchester scored 2 times in a row, and they won the cup. So I would like to say, sorry. So I get this structure of goalkeeping. You see, it called the basic. It's a typical Germany structure. It consists warm-up, analytical, situational, integrated, and cool down. So I think warm-up, analytical have a lot of, but integrated. What about we spoke? Integrated goalkeepers in process with field players together. Very important. And this way go Bundesliga now in Germany. So I get this in my internships. I get this information, and yeah, and I of course I work with this. I never take all information and put on my training process. I think a lot, and I decide what will be is very good for us, what will be not good. I cut. So, and yeah, we saw here. If I show you how we play, the next idea how play. Sorry. Okay.
You have a lot of files, man. A lot of
files. Yeah. That's typical. No, it's not this.
Well, Omar ran out of space today. His Gmail contacted him.
I run out of space all the time. I have like 3 different external hard drives. So, but it's a part of it.
I think this it's also new type of the game. Okay, look here. How goalkeeper can play.
Ahora en la presión es Iago Aspas.
Sorry. Yeah. He also go up when nobody press him. Make passes. Look, the next, and high position. Let the keep deep position of opponents. Look here, when nobody press him, look, he go up between the forwards. The next. Yeah, here. Ter Stegen, of course, one of the top. Look here. He go up, higher. Look this, and he make the good quality pass.
Now, Andrey, your backs also have to, and Omar, I know you've discussed this as well too. Your backs must have the trust of that goalkeeper in that position in order for this to work. Because I think that's one of the mistakes youth coaches make. is they ask their goalkeeper to play like this, yet the backs are not confident in those goalkeepers. Therefore, they try to intercept, or they're too narrow, or they shout at them, or whatever, you know.
Yeah, that's why it's very important. If we see how goalkeeping developing, we can go together step by step. Look here, he also go up. Yeah, and that's why it's very important to integrate goalkeepers in training process with field players. My opinion. And the next, I hope you also feel in good. Look how we do in our academy. I hope it's not good quality of the video, but I think the goalie has the ball, receive the ball, and nobody press him. He go up. Look, he go up between the forwards, and here is a little risk, but here are only 3 videos, not long. Look here.
What age are these? 14?
I think 13, 14. Okay. Look here. Yeah, I like this video. Look what he do. And make the decisive pass over the line.
Yeah, for those of you guys who are listening right now on the podcast, Omar, do you want to break down kind of what this young goalkeeper doing?
Look me, Michael. He also go up and make the decisive pass over the line, and the next goalkeeper sweep. I like this video, and very important to be have the same idea with the head coach, who can let you, when your goalkeeper play, integrated in a training process with a field player. It's very important. Look this, another one video. He also go up between the forwards and make the good quality pass.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Omar.
No, and again, anybody who's listening, just showing us these goalkeepers getting either goal kicks or balls over the top, and they're baiting the strikers to come towards them. And the strikers are, obviously taking away the right back, left back. So they have the goalkeepers are dropping the ball and dribbling into that space centrally. They're dribbling about 20, 30 yards outside their goal and baiting the defenders to step up. And now they're creating space in behind and over the top. So the clips we just showed were doing exactly that, taking that space down the middle and then finding different opportunities for, 2v1 opportunities over the top.
But you Andrey, you have to teach those young boys at 8, 9, 10 to develop those skills so that by the time they're 13, 14, they are comfortable playing in that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And for playing in this style, it's very important to develop pre-orientation. What does it mean? The same, I call this the game structure, no matter defensive or offensive. Pre-orientation includes observation and perception, scanning, concentration, decision-making, physical activity, and execution. And first 4 parts is pre-orientation. The cognitive training led us to develop these skills. Of course, physical activity, we work on the training, like a typical sportsman, but the pre-orientation, we can work with the developing of brain. Sorry for this. And as usually we can I see a lot of goalkeeper coaches who work with the technical skills, movement, dives, catching, scooping, push-offs. But it's very important to to work with the cognitive to develop in this structure. This is one more video. I hope nobody say bad things about this next video, because I show some game situation with negative actions from goalkeepers from Russian Premier League. Okay, no problem. I think.
I promise you, I will not contact any coaches in the Russian Premier League.
Thank you. Look.
Let's turn the volume down real quick.
The team lose the ball. Look where is goalkeeper now. He's staying near the post. The next video. Look here. He see how his partner contact with the ball, get the ball, and goalkeeper now, I think he's relaxed, but it's not good for him, because he must always be in concentrate, scanning, and observe the area around him. And now, when he lost the ball, goalkeeper doesn't ready for the next. Look here, he's staying near the near post. I think it's not good.
Also, in my opinion, he's at the near post, but he's also dropped a little too far inside the goal to be able to react appropriately to that pan across. Omar, I don't know how you feel about that if we go back there.
Yeah, no, I think we talk about it all the time. Again, people who are listening, the ball got played on the right side of the goal, on the right flank, towards the end line, towards the end line, and they crossed that ball into a striker. The ball went through the defender's legs, and it's again looks to us like sometimes the goalkeepers are reacting versus being proactive. And I think in that situation, obviously the only area that the guy can cross the ball to is down the middle. So even though it went through the defender's legs and they could have caught him by surprise, there's still an opportunity for you to be very, again, proactive and get yourself in a position where maybe cheating off the near post and can cut that off easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the main idea about intermediate position, the goalkeeper can play 2 or 3 ways. He can make 2-3 actions. For example, shoot to the near corner, the cross, and shoot after the cross. 3 focuses. Look here, it's typical. It's in orange. It's our team. You asked me in beginning of my presentation, do you have any quality players? I think this video you can see. We also go to the flank cross, to the flank zone. Look here, goalkeeper no one time look around of him. He always concentrate on the ball, and of course he didn't scan the pitch, and of course he didn't see the player who go in the next direction. He opening in and stay alone, and the trajectory was near of goalkeeper, but he didn't play because he stayed near the near post. I think he should stay between the 2 situations, between intercept the ball and be ready to react after the cross. This is my philosophy. Look, repeat from here. Look at the goalkeeper. He just concentrate on the ball. He never like this. Ball is not under control. He can use this time to scan the pitch.
That's a great point.
And now he can he make a picture in front of him and then turn the head and to be concentrate the opponent who has a ball. Yeah, look here. I think this is point to possible to intercept the cross. This, but yeah, he didn't wait this, and yeah, I think we stop here.
Yeah, hold on, stop real quick, Omar. You had something you wanted to say right there.
No, again, to Andrey's
okay.
point, exactly what Andrey said is that there's opportunities where the striker's head is down and they're in. It's not an immediate threat.
Sorry.
They're in a position where it's not an immediate threat. So from there, in those moments where it's not an immediate threat and the ball maybe is going in a negative angle, or the guy has to put their head down to cross the ball, there's opportunities for you to take liberties of like, okay, I can take my eye off the ball for a half second, use my peripheral to see where are the immediate threats that this ball could potentially go to. And we're talking again, it's the problem solving. You can't just keep your eye on the ball. If you keep your eye on the ball, there's a lot of opportunities of things going on behind you that you're going to miss. So exactly what happened there. They slipped it in for a cross in behind, and there was an outswinger. And you probably could have cut it off if he had been able to account for two things at once.
All right. Okay.
Now I want to show you how we train, how we make a training with to development the pre-orientation. As typical, when pass goes to the flank, goalkeeper make the back movement. In this time, when the ball not under the control, the goalkeeper can use the time to scan the pitch in front of him. And we see the guy who show the different colors, red and white. And goalkeeper's task here, he can use the time to see what colors his partner showed him, and he showed with the colors.
Flag. Okay.
And then look, he take intermediate position, not only for react for the shoot or not only to intercept the ball, but the first task of this exercise developing pre-orientation. Okay, that's cognitive training here. And then the typical game situation when a defender come closer to the opponent and doesn't let him make a cross. And this time he can also use to scan the pitch, like here. Yeah, I create this situation. You asked me about this in the beginning, and I promised you to show. Yeah, the same. The first time he checked the first time and the second time, and then I make cross. It's like.
Andrey, I absolutely love this. I love that activity, Omar. I don't know. I'm going to steal that activity. I loved it.
You know, I think also too, Andrey, one thing that I don't think it's trained enough is those moments where, let's say it's a play that's building up and they're, either swinging the ball around the 18 or like you did right there on the crossing. If people were listening again, ball got played into the wide channel. Then Andrey put his foot on it, kind of, stepped around a few times. And then while he did that, the goalkeeper had to look on the far post where one of the goalkeepers that wasn't working put a red flag or a white flag up, and then it was a cognitive training of building the muscle memory to look to the far post. And I don't think we train that enough in those moments where there's a delay in the play and our goalkeepers have to be extremely sharp. I think a lot of them can get bored and they lose their ability to get into a proper set position, or their hips start to rise, or they neglect the far post because they're only focusing on the ball. So I think it's important that we train those as well, where there's a delay in the play and they have to stay sharp for, let's say, 10, 15 seconds. And then when the ball gets cleared, then they can kind of exhale. I think that's a really good idea. And Mike, I am going to steal that.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. And can I continue?
Of course.
I show you.
Of course. Absolutely.
I show you a little the short moments from the game how goalkeeper use the time. For example, this you see the ball not under the control, and the goalkeeper can switch his attention to the penalty area, and he can communicate with his partners and say, hey, okay, be ready behind of you, the forward of the opponent, or something else. Yeah, and this moment he concentrate to the ball. Yeah, and the same, the ball goes to the flank. It's not under control, and goalkeeper use the time to correct the partner's positions. It was the first aim, the first task of my exercise. Look this, like me, behind of dummies. Yeah, and now he concentrate for the shoot. Look here, he also, and now he choose the position and catch. Like here, choose the position and react. Yeah. And the next, I also check the near corner every time. Look here, how does it look in the game? I think goalkeeper is very good here. He also show, he also scan, and now you can see the typical intermediate position, not near of the near post. I think he can be ready to catch the ball if ball goes to the near corner, like here. Here the repeat, the pause. Up. We can see how very good goalkeeper with a body balance. If he turn his body to another side, for example, to the left side, he has not chance to catch the ball if ball goes to the goal. But this balance let him play, defend the goal and defend the area. It's a very good example for goalkeepers.
I was going to say, Andrey, one thing that I really like about this is that as a goalkeeper coach, I think especially working with youth, which I work primarily with youth. Omar is lucky enough to work with older people than myself, but the literalization, they take things so extreme. So it's very difficult for them to figure out the quote unquote gray area, in between, not far post, not near post, When working with youth, how do you explain that to them?
3 ways for this, as I told you, to say, to show, and to create in the training process. Okay. And of course, when I tell about this, we're looking for the best things, all things what he get from this position. For example, he ready to defend the goal, and he also ready defends the zone in front of him. And when he try to do this, of course he make a lot of mistakes, and goalkeeper must be protect him. But in the end, you get the high-level goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And Omar?
Yeah. Omar, were you saying something?
Okay. No, sorry, I was young.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, Andrey. I don't know how you can do this, your presentation in English, translate it in your head, and it's 12:30 at night over there. You're a very impressive person. I could not do all that.
Thank you. It's a very big compliment for me. I hope so. Look, you asked me how I work in academy, and I also make this slide. I call him the kernel, like this. The coach is a combination of all qualities. I think it's 4 main qualities of goalkeeper coach. The first, professional. You must to know your subject, and you must know this very well. The goalkeepers every time wait from you something new, and you, of course, should be ready to show him something new. That's why I visit often a lot of teams. I use the time, my vacation in traineeships, and I try to grow as a goalkeeper coach. The second, caregiver. It's like a teacher in a school when you should speak with the young players. The good, not cry at him, not also just make a positive in the training process, and the first aim, the first task, the young goalkeeper must take the best emotions after your training sessions. Like organizer, you should organize your training sessions. For example, as I showed you, the warm-up to the main part, and the exercises must be understanding for goalkeepers, and also like organizer the moves goalkeepers between the teams. For example, young teams want to get your second goalkeeper to get him the practice, and instead of him you should to take somebody example. And I think most important thing, psychologist. You should to understand emotions of your pupil. You should to create for him super aim, like this. Not here, not here. This is the main aspects, like this. How to win in the Champions League. I think you know it's a most popular tournament in Europe. So can we imagine the 5 floors build, and on the top you see the Champions League Cup. And one time I asked my pupil, if you go up, where can you see yourself? He said, between 2nd and 3rd floors. I said, okay, go down from the top, and now I go up with you, and then I describe you my ideas. Yeah. For this to get the Champions League number 5, you must be a member of the teams who can win in this tournament. For example, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Juventus, about 10 teams. For this, you should to be the main goalkeeper of Russian national team, USA national team, or another teams, and then you have the chance somebody invite you to the top teams. Before of this, number between 4 and 3, you should play in teams from 5 top teams of Russian Premier League, top 5. Lokomotiv Moscow, Krasnodar, Zenit, Spartak Moscow, CSKA Moscow, maybe Rostov, who fighting time after time to be a champion, to be a Champions League member. And after this, you have a chance, if you always play as a main goalkeeper. You have a chance to be a main goalkeeper in the Russian national team, because from Ural you have no chance to be invited in national team. It's typical. Look everywhere. It's typical when goalkeepers get the invitation to national team. It's typical from first 5 top teams. And before the number 3, you should to be the main goalkeeper and always show the top level playing. Then you have a chance to be to get to receive the invitation from the top 5. Okay. Before of this, between 3 and 2, you work, for example, as a second, as a third goalkeeper in professional team. It's red sign. I think you know this. It's typical from USSR, but it's a typical symbol. Work, and and work. Okay. And before of this, you should to be the main goalkeeper in youth teams. For example, Ural 2, the second team, or Ural U21, U19. And before of this, you also recommend establish as a member of the team after the academy. And number 1, you are a youth player who finished academy and come to the U19. And after that, I asked my pupil, now, what can you see now? Where are you now? He said, okay, I see I am now between the 1 and 2. I just finished academy and go to the youth team to play in a different league, separate league. And each step, for example, 10 steps, it means 10 months in a year. When you work 1 month and you can imagine what you want and how you go up each month, and you should be better than you was yesterday, but not better than somebody. It's my idea, and I think it's this slide it's one of my lovely slides, and I show this in the end of my presentation. That's why.
I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I know, Omar, I know you have to start getting ready for a session right now as well, and Andrey, I'm sure you want to go to sleep at some point today, but as we wrap up, I love this, and Omar, I don't know about you, but I think that's a template that you could recreate for youth players here in the United States, probably with different teams there.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't.
Definitely.
You know, but I think it also is helpful for young players, Omar, to see how many steps it takes to get to that level, because I think a lot of times they want to skip steps, don't they? Right,
yeah,
Omar?
and people don't understand. I talk about, growing up, you have aspirations to play professionally. Like you said, Mike, the people don't understand the steps and what it's going to take. And again, it's knowledge is power. So understanding what you're getting yourself into and the amount of work, and maybe being realistic too. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, you know what, big time professional is great, but maybe playing in the USL for a few years would be great as well. Maybe get my coaching licenses while I'm doing that. You know what I mean? So everyone has different aspirations and goals. But I think, when you're at that next level, understanding what those aspirations and goals are is very important for us to understand the psychology of the goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, Andrey, first off, thank you for taking all the time with us, and very impressive presentation, Omar. I don't know about you, but I feel like I need to step up my game with all these presentations, all these coaches, put together on the show. But before we go, I know that you spend a lot of time traveling the world, and you're always answering people's questions around the world. I know you're very accessible on social media. I saw at the end of your presentation that you had a place to contact you. So where is the best place to contact you? Is it Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram, WhatsApp, email, no matter.
Okay. And we'll
follow me in Insta, and it's very pleasant for me.
And it's at Goalkeeper Shpiler. Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's to English and German language, and the same time my second name Shpilev. It's like a Spieler, like in a German style, and goalkeeper and Spieler like a goalkeeper and player. You know, it's like my topic of presentation.
Oh, gotcha. How many languages do you speak, by the way? 4?
One. Russian. Russian and a little bit English and more or less Deutsch, German. Because when I have visited the first time the German, it was a small village and nobody speak English. And when I back, I find the program with the Deutsch language, and I study about 16 hours. And after that, I begin try. But after that, I have not practiced. I have not practiced with the English, and it's difficult to start to begin. And the same with the German language.
Believe me, it's the same thing for me when when the quarantine is over and the lockdown and people start traveling again consistently, my languages will start coming back, because right now if I started trying to do a show in Spanish, it would not be very good. And Omar, I don't know how your Spanish is right now, but maybe it's a little bit better than mine. But
what is your native language?
Spanish.
Spanish. Okay.
Yes, but I grew up.
Also. Omar?
Yeah, no, I'm half Mexican, half Lebanese, so I speak a little bit of Arabic, a little bit of Spanish as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but English is my dominant language now because I speak it all the time. So now it's become my dominant language. So, you'll just do more American podcasts, Andrey, and your English will become your dominant language. That's how it works. Well, thank you for taking the time. Thank you to your in the other coaches, who stayed up at the office to help you out as well with this. Guys, that's all the time on Inside the 18, and we are out. Later, guys.